Where exactly do your tax dollars go here as a resident of Seneca? Today, City Administrator Scott Moulder walks us through the city's budget and priorities. So you personally oversee the city's annual budget and audit process, which is a huge deal. So what would you say to folks who wonder, where are my tax dollars actually going?
Well, that's one thing that is, as an administrator, it's very important to me is financial transparency.
Okay.
My father was a CPA, so there's a basis or a background or a foundation of numbers and accounting in my blood and in my upbringing. So the financial part is to me one of the most critical things, because you are spending taxpayer dollars. So, and they want to know where it's going. I've always been a true believer that people don't mind paying taxes, and some don't even mind paying more, as long as they know where it's going and what they're getting for it.
That's right. They've
got to see value for it. And if you can't show them value, then they don't know what they're paying the taxes for. Yeah. And that's where I think you start having your issues. So one of the first things I do in any organization that I become a part of is we perform a cash flow analysis. We go back and look at the historical patterns of where and how they spend their money. We create a present benchmark, and then we do forecasting going forward. So we always do a cash flow projection, and then we evaluate the spending patterns and which departments get what and how do they spend it. What are our employee costs? We break it down between personnel costs, operational costs, and capital costs, and we evaluate each one of those type of expenditures. So we always, one of the first things I do, and I've got great finance staff who help with this and really take it over, is we provide every year a financial analysis that breaks down all of our spending into easy to understand patterns. We use a lot of pictures, charts. When you look at a balance sheet, most people, when they look at a balance sheet, they're like, what does all this mean?
Their eyes glaze over.
Assets to liabilities, and, unencumbered funds versus encumbered funds, and, pre-spent money, and all, money's due, all that stuff, people usually don't understand. I can learn a lot from an organization by reading their financial statements.
Yeah.
I can tell you a lot about them just because of the way they spend their money. But are we communicating that properly? So that fiscal analysis, that financial analysis that we put together every year is extremely important for communication. And we provide it publicly. We present it as part of the budget process. And like I said, we break it down to types of funds. We tell what percent of your money, what percent of your money goes to what operations. And to me, public safety is probably one of the most important. So 68% of every tax dollar that's paid goes to public safety, police and fire.
Yeah.
Police and fire.
Okay.
It's not admin heavy. It's not operational heavy. It goes to that public safety. The next biggest one is going to be events and recreation.
Okay.
Which is another thing I think is a priority for the public. Events and recreation. So, we try to communicate that. We have the financial analysis, and then the other thing I like to do is I want confirmation. I want affirmation that we're doing the right things. So, this city has received its first audit award from the GFOA, Government Finance Officers, or whatever it is. It's a national organization that governs policies and procedures over governmental finances. So they have an award that you can submit. And we started submitting that. It took us about 4 years to get all the finances and all the reports and everything together, but we now submit that every year. And for the last couple of years, we've gotten the award. So it's just kind of one of those affirmations that we can go to the public and say, see, we're doing it right.
Yeah.
And then we're currently developing our budget document to be submitted for an award as well. So to qualify for a budget award, your budget document's got to be more than just numbers. It's got to tell a story. It's got to be informational. It's got to share things about departments that goes beyond just their spending. So we've been working on putting that together, and I want to make sure the public knows that we're doing it right, and we'll start submitting for that award every year as well. So,
yeah. So speaking of that transparency, if someone wants to see these numbers somewhere, where do they go to find that?
On our website, seneca.sc.us, you can go to the finance office, and on the right side, you'll see a financial transparency link. You hit that, and it'll give you the history of all of our audits and our budgets. I think the financial statements go back at least 20 years, so you can go back 20 years ago, and then our budgets, I think, for the last 8 or 10 years, when we started doing all that, when I got here, is on there. So
Awesome.
every bit of it's sitting right there for you.
So now that you know where your tax dollars are going and how things are being spent, if you found that helpful, be sure to like, comment, subscribe below. In the next video, we talk about all the exciting growth and changes taking place here in the city. Stay tuned.